she has done a remarkable job in the optionals. Started on actually her weakest event on vault, moved up, and she's now in 3rd place going into balance beam.
Listen to that music in the background. I'm looking for Alex Trebek. The music from Jeopardy. Shannon Miller, as we mentioned, as you see a judges conference going on here, and that's what the music is about.
Now we're looking at a judges conference here. What they do is they go over the deductions of the routine, but more importantly, since the new rules, they're really checking to make sure that everyone saw that they had the special requirements or the bonus points. So that might have been where the discrepancy is.
That's Muriel Grossfeld.
It's always nerve-wracking to have a judges conference right before you go up.
And meanwhile, Shannon Miller has to cool her heels for a little while here, and that's difficult. She was incidentally the subject of the lead story in the news tonight here, the local news. We mentioned she's from Edmond, Oklahoma, just up the road.
It's really nice to hear the support from the crowd for the local girls.
For one day only, she finished ahead of World Affairs.
Now she needs a 9.625 to take 2nd place at this point, and a 10 to get 1st.
This will give you a pretty good idea of just how easy this is. Try this in your backyard if you want a few laughs.
This is about what you see when you're working balance beam. Back handspring to 2 feet. There's her gymnastics series. 2 dance elements in a row. It's a requirement. Aerial cartwheel. Now Shannon can do a full twisting double back dismount. I don't know if she's planning on doing it here. It's a very difficult dismount that's rarely done. Back handspring to 2 layout step outs, a perfect landing and a smile on her face. I'd be smiling too. It's a tough pass and she did it well.
She stands to move up in the competition with a good performance here.
She's been moving up all day. She needs a little more work on those feet, pointing your toes all the time. Here's her dismount. Round off double back. Played it a little safe here, took the step on the landing. But that's an excellent beam routine for her.
Very good routine. She gets a big hug. Another one of those grade A hugs. Obviously, she did a good job. Shannon Miller on the balance beam. So the performance starts to tighten here, and we'll take you back up top of the Marriott Arena to Jim Kelly. I'm going to go work on my balance beam routine. Jim?
We've been enjoying those performances, Barry, and Bella's girls are doing great. We'll have more gymnastics and diving when we come back.
All the way back, tied for the number 8 spot, but there is still a bit of a race. Kelly Pitson moved up a great deal. We're going to take you to the vault now. And on the vault, the first competitor is Amanda Urich. I beg your pardon.
No, they're still warming up.
That's right. These are still the warm-ups. That was just a warm-up. Thank you.
Shannon Miller has done an outstanding job moving up. She scored a 9.625 on balance beam and moved ahead of Amanda, but only by 0.025. Competition has stayed very, very close throughout both days of competition. In fact, they've even closed a little bit on the leader.
And Kim Zmeskal with that error on the bars a few moments ago, which you saw. This is the 8th and final rotation. Remember, 4 rotations here tonight, 4 rotations yesterday in the compulsories, and that comprises the complete all-around event. Looking at some of the crowd here at the Marriott Arena, and it's been a very knowledgeable gymnastics crowd. Here's a little bit of history of Bella Caroli, and every one of those names more than recognizable. Nadia Comaneci back in 1976 and again in 1980. Mary Lou Retton 1984. Julianne McNamara, bronze medal in 1984. Gold medal, rather. Bronze medal for Phoebe Mills before she retired, and now this is his latest crop, and another outstanding group of athletes has Bella Caroli in his camp back in Houston.
And as I said yesterday, it's really exciting for the festival watchers that they're probably looking at the future 1992 Olympians, just as we saw Phoebe Mills, who went on to win a bronze medal at the Olympic Games in '88 on the balance beam. She competed right here at the festival.
Interesting story with Bella Caroli. It cost, of course, a lot of money to attend his camp, and Hillary Grivich, who lives in Huntsville, Texas, her dad is a poet, and he tutors the kids at Bella Caroli's camp, and that's how he pays for Hillary's way to attend.
Now, Amanda is planning to do a round-off layout vault. It's only scored from a 9.70, so she's got to really strive for perfection. That's actually a pike. I don't know what the judges are going to do with that.
Be careful, you hit it toward the end.
Because if they decide to see it as a pike, they're going to score it from a 9.5, which is what it's worth, and take a deduction for calling the wrong vault. See, right here, she goes into the layout, but then pikes so much to get around. I'd actually call that a pike vault. And 2 huge steps at the end. Be interesting to see what the judges do with this. Amanda doesn't quite have the power of some of the other gymnasts that we see here. She's short on the front end of the horse, tries to get her chest around, but right there just has to severely pike.
Well, she'll have a chance for redemption, regardless of her score. Remember, the best of 2 vaults is the final mark.
And she has the same vault flashed, so she's going to try and do the layout again. Yes, and I see the scores coming up. They're 8.7s.
So that was her first vault. Now she will have another, and she'll take the best of the 2, which you have to expect would be the one coming up. So a lot of pressure on this young lady right now.
This is going to cause some problems for her in the all-around. She's really got to try and maintain the layout position. It's a little bit better. They'll probably give her the layout, but then they'll take off for a severe pike down. But she didn't grab her legs that time. It was open, so therefore they might give her the layout position.
Well, Bella quick with a word of encouragement. Another look, Kathy.
She's much better onto the horse. See, up on top of the horse, better laid out position, but still, that's a definite pike in there.
So she needed a lot, and whether she got enough remains to be seen. That is Amanda Urick. And they are tabulating her score at the moment. We will have that score for you when we come back to the Marriott Arena and the women's all-around and team finals right after this. Kathy Johnson back at the Marriott Arena. Amanda Urick on that last vault, 9.05. That's the better of the 2, and she will take it. And we will move over to the beam now, and Erica Stokes.
And Erica Stokes has maintained her position near the top. She began in 3rd position going into finals tonight, but she's now in 4th place after round 7. She's almost 0.5 of a point out of 3rd. So that's a hard margin to make up.
She has the facial look of a young Julianne McNamara.
She has a very intense look, and I think this is why she's one of Bella's favorites. He really likes her work and her concentration. Beautiful position. Press to handstand, lowers to planche. They have to show at least a 45-degree angle there to get credit. There's her gymnastics series requirement, 2 leaps in a row. She could have shown more split in the air. 2 back handsprings, layout, step out, nice and clean, and a good landing.
Right now she is in 4th place. Looking up at Amanda Urick, but with a good opportunity to move ahead of her.
There's her gymnastics acrobatics series. You combine an acrobatic move with a dance element. It has to be directly connected. If that's missing, it's a 1/10 of a point deduction. That is a gorgeous move. Shushanova did that in the Olympic Games. It's a full twisting back handspring down, and she actually does it better than Elena did. It's a tough move. I can't tell you how difficult that move is. I wouldn't do it. Really nice work here on the balance beam. She has an excellent look. Round off, double twist, and not very difficult dismount, but she is one of the most technically perfect gymnasts here.
She will need, if my numbers are right, she will need a 9.425 to move past Amanda Urick into 3rd place.
Good job.
Here's another look.
This is a great move. It is so difficult. She does a full twist in the air.
It's all over.
Finishes just in time to do a chest roll down onto the beam. I don't need to tell you what happens when you're a little bit off. That hurts.
Yes.
And the dismount, a round off double twist. Eventually, she'd like to get a little more difficulty here on the dismount. And it's a great beam routine.
And she is obviously happy with it. She awaits her score now because she can move up a position here. Could move into the top 3 with a good score. My numbers tell me 9.425, and that is purely unofficial. Amy Shear will be next on the beam, and she's coming off a very disappointing routine on bars a moment ago, so she's going to have to gather herself up.
Yes, she had 2 falls off the uneven bars.
Competition will come down to Shannon Miller and Kim Zmeskal. It is not out of the question for Shannon Miller yet, who will be in this final rotation in her best discipline, that being floor exercise. And Kim Zmeskal has to come off a tough bars routine onto the balance beam. Conference going on. And it's a conference that really has a profound effect on Erica Stokes.
It's boiled down to a really great competition between Shannon and Kim. It's much closer than I even thought it would be beginning this competition today.
Yeah, you were saying that Kim Zmeskal really did basically have to fall, and she virtually did that.
But Shannon's done a terrific job. In fact, she started out today on her weakest event, scored a 9.475, which is great for her, and moved up.
Conference continues, and this one very important, of course, because we again talked about the significance of the Junior National Championships. Let's talk a little bit more about that. What does it really all mean in the great scheme of things?
Probably the most important thing here is the ranking. This will rank the gymnasts for a full year till the next championships, and also help select them for international competition. So that's why we're seeing a lot of conferences. They're really making sure that they rank these gymnasts properly.
Well, in the men's competition last night, we told you that there are already 3 spots for the World Championship team named, and there are still 3 to come, and so that was the motivation there. And there's even more motivation here, I think, because these are young gymnasts who are just now stepping into the lineup. There is her score, 9.675. That is very good, and according to my unofficial calculations, that will move her ahead of Amanda Urich into 3rd place. But it does mean that it comes down now to Kim Zmeskal and Shannon Miller. Erica Stokes, every reason to be proud. Right now, though, she and the crowd here at the Marriott Arena will focus their attention on the floor exercise routine of Shannon Miller. Now, this is probably her best event, the floor exercise. And as we mentioned, Kim Zmeskal is on what might be her most difficult. Last-minute word from her coach, and Shannon Miller is set to go. As you see, she was first in the floor exercise at the American Classic earlier this year.
I think Shannon definitely had the luck of the draw here. She actually had the Olympic rotation. She started on vault, went to bars, beam, and now is ending on floor. And as you said, it's her best event, so she's got an opportunity for a real high score here. And of course, Kim awaiting to do a balance beam routine. And again, she's coming off of, like you said, that tough bar routine.
Her heart has got to be beating like a hummingbird right now.
I've seen her in competition, though. She's very good in competition, very steady, very solid.
And she has the added pressure, remember, of being before the home folk.
A piked, full twisting double back. She's just really on today. Full twisting back handspring. She can relax a little bit here. She has nothing to lose. She's going to go all out, try and catch the leader. 2 whip overs through to a double twist punch front. Good tumbling.
Listen to the crowd.
Back handspring to her hands, to pirouettes. That was her gym acro series. She did a double turn right into a back handspring. Again, it has to be directly connected. She needs a little bit of work on her dance. She gets a little sloppy with her feet and her positions. But that can come in time and a lot of hard work.
Now, time is definitely the ally of just about everyone we've seen tonight. No exception here.
Last tumbling run. A double back. Oh, no. I thought she was in trouble coming off on the takeoff. Very slow getting her arms up into that double back. Had trouble.